The aim of the awards is to celebrate the achievements of small businesses in Ireland. The sole representative for the local region in the shortlist was M&C Hybrid Energy from Malawi, and they were shortlisted in both the workplace wellbeing and sustainability categories. Micheal Smith is the managing director of M&C Hybrid Energy and is with me now on the line. Thanks for being with us this afternoon, Micheal. And firstly, congratulations to you on the 2 nominations in the SFA Awards.
Yeah, no, it's been a great honour for our company to be selected as finalists in the Small Firms Association and to be selected in 2 categories. One which is sustainability, and we're very passionate about that, the business that we're in. And the other category is wellbeing, which wellbeing for our staff, for ourselves, for the people that's around us, vulnerable people. Wellbeing, it's really thought more of nowadays, considering everything that's going on.
And first we'll talk about sustainability, as you highlighted there, that it really is the core of your business, that you deal in sustainable and renewable energies and methods and solutions on that. So not that it was a given you'd be nominated in that category, but it shows definitely you're doing something right.
Yeah, well, look, our business, we're set up now, our business, we're in operation now, we're in our 13th year, so we've gone through some rough times, and we're still here, thankfully. And a lot of what we do is built on building relationships and educating people, explaining stuff to people. You know, like people they need to understand what they're buying. If they're going to buy a new car, they're told what it does, what it's about, they understand what it is. But renewables is different, and it's new for people. So that's really what we're into, like, is to give people an understanding of what they're looking at, what they want, and the expectations of what it's going to do for them. And that's how we come across to all our customers.
You'd say that you were in business 13 years, and with that calculation means that in your early days you would have come across the financial crisis and the recession, and then now this year have the COVID to deal with. I'd imagine that these are, well, I know that business isn't easy, but it's whenever you're posed with big challenges like that, it is something that you probably have to just put your head down and try to get through it as best you can.
Yeah, well, I suppose when we started up, it was kind of just we'll not mention that war that happened. The whole country or the world went belly up, basically, and we built our business through that, working in Ireland and working across the water, and there wasn't much going on, but we kept at it and kept it low key, kept it small, and kept it simple, but still educating ourselves and the people around us. And now what we're dealing with now, it's a different story altogether. We've any amount of people that wants us to call to us, and it's very strange now when you call to somebody's house that you're standing at the gate. You're not going in near their house or up near them, and you're talking into the gate at some people, or it's stranger time. But look, we have to learn to work with it and be mindful of the people that you're going to see, and be mindful of where you're going and who you're going to see next, and the people around you at home. So thankfully we haven't brought any of that on anyone's doorstep, and that's the way we intend to keep it.
The way that you'd operate in this now the COVID world, I suppose that ties in with the other category, as you said there, the workplace wellbeing, and it is rightly, as you'd highlighted there, that it's no longer an afterthought or something that people take for granted. It's become more and more, perhaps this year in particular, important to show that there's more than just being a manager and hitting targets, hitting numbers. That's looking after the employees and ensure there's a safe and happy workplace is probably as important whenever it comes to trying to get your sales, or trying to get the numbers up.
Yeah, well, look at it. As I said, numbers are numbers, and money is paper. But for people's well-being, for their health, it's good for anyone out there. There's a lot of different things going on in society nowadays, and all I'd say to anybody, it's good to talk. It's always good to talk. Don't be bottling up stuff. Get it out there. You ask your employees, are you happy? Are you happy with what's going on? Are you under pressure? You have to think of them, because they have a family. They have to go home to their families. They have to look after their wife and kids, and like us and like everybody else, and elderly people and all around you. So, it's not simple for anyone, because socialising, events, people may love to do, watch maybe a bit of rallying, or go to see a bit of motorbike racing, or watch a bit of football every now and again, and there's nothing for that anymore. So basically, for everyone, and I think we're all in the same boat, it's just from bed to work, to bed to work, and that's it. So, but that's we try and keep an eye on our staff, and talk to people that's around us as well.
And that I suppose it's really, it does show that it's more than just, as you said, money making, or a business. That it sounds like a larger family, where you take that sort of ethos into your work, to look after everybody as if they were one of your own, and to ensure that how they're feeling and their success, that it reflects probably on how the rest of the company is.
Yeah, well, let's say you're only as good as your last job. So yeah, we like to, the standards that I would set is, I like my workers to do the same. So every job is treated the same. Doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing. Like at the moment, we're doing a lot of work for the local authorities in Monaghan and Old Cavan, and that's an educating process for everyone there too. Because what we're doing now, it's all new. Like the whole way of building a new home or building a house now, it's completely changed. Like a new house now, there's no such thing as a chimney on it, and you have to do all this air tightness, and the new heating systems now are heat pumps, and but everything has changed and evolved. Like when we would have started in this business back 13, 14, 2006, we say, when I got into it in the beginning, 2005 and 6, it was completely different. We were dealing with biomass and wood pellets, and now that all has kind of changed, and it's all the time evolving, and they're building houses now that it's taken very little to heat them, and warmer, airtight, and so it's exciting, and I like the change, and being able to move with the change and evolve with it.
And would there be a certain confidence that going forward, that as you have yourselves there as a key player in the market, and that this technology in heating homes and building homes is becoming more and more prevalent, that your company, that MSC, would be going on for strength to strength in the future?
Yes, that's where it's actually going at the moment. I'm getting inundated with a lot of things. People, I suppose the year that's in it, and people haven't been really going anywhere or doing anything, and they're thinking about the long term, which in this game, that's the way you kind of think. You have to, what's good long term. The quick fixes, they're not very profitable anymore. So it's a long term setup. So if we deal with homeowners there who are looking at changing their new from an older heating system into the newer type system, but they'd have to do a lot of work. And we'd advise them. We'll not go in there to try and sell them a heat pump if that's what they want. We'll start off and say, right, the heat pump is going to be the last thing you're going to be putting into your house. We need to look at the other elements of your house, your insulation values, your windows. Get the house that the heat loss isn't going to be massive out of the house. It has to be got to a certain threshold, and once you get it to that threshold, then we can decide to put in the heat pump. And for some people we've been working with there, that's over a 2-year project for them, or maybe 3-year project. They're doing it bit by bit, and we're advising them and helping them.
Well, we'll leave it there for now, if that's okay with you, but thanks very much for talking to us today.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for the phone call, and I'd like to thank my wife Cameron for putting up with me through all this, and for putting us in for the small firms, and getting us to the finalists finalists. It's great. It's a great achievement.
Micheal Smith there is the Managing Director of M&C Hybrid Energy based in Lavey and shortlisted for 2 SFA National Small Business Awards for 2020, shortlisted in both the workplace wellbeing and sustainability categories. And again, best luck to Micheal and everyone there at M&C, and the final is taking place on February 11th, so it's a date to look forward to for them. Just before we go to a break, quick look